Hey Stefan, are you either a GTO player or an exploitative player? I get asked that question so often, and I want to answer it to you here because I'm clearly neither the one nor the other. And why that is the case, I want to explain to you in this video. On the one hand, you have the GTO player. But let's take a deeper look. What is actually a GTO player in people's minds? Nowadays, we have so many tools. GTO players use those tools and run solvers and simulations the whole day to learn about all the part situations of the game that can be solved in a way. And what they do at the table is nothing but applying what they learned by heart. They are executing the strategy a solver was telling them at some point. They are robotic and they are boring. But if they are following all their nice fancy solver strategies, what does that mean? Usually that you cannot beat them. But the main question is, are they really winning the maximum? Are they crushing? And to think about that, I want to give you one example. Let's say they are sitting on a table with a recreational player, and everyone on the table knows this guy is not bluffing the river ever. By the definition of a GTO player, he obviously sticks to his charts and rules, and he will call the perfect frequencies even on the river, which, well, we all know that cannot be perfect, just paying off the guy who always has it. On the other hand, you have the exploitative player, looking into people's minds, always knowing what they are doing wrong, knowing the perfect exploit as well to get the maximum out of it. I see a problem there as well. And if you think about what I just said, it should be quite obvious. I said the exploitative player always knows what people are doing wrong. How can they know if they are not into solvers and GTO? So somehow they are implying they know better what would be correct to see in which direction people are deviating. How can that be a thing? I don't understand it. Let me give you an example here as well to make that clear. An exploitative player could say something like, I'm check raising here light because villain is c-betting too much. To make that statement, in my opinion, you need to know what the correct c-bet frequency would be, or at least get somewhere close to that. So on the one hand, the GTO player just follows his solver-based strategies and never deviates. And therefore, as we've seen, clearly lacks win rate. And the exploitative player somehow knows always what is right, but is not interested in GTO baselines. I just don't understand how that can be a thing. And now, coming to my personal opinion, I am convinced that you have to bring those two worlds, if they exist, together. GTO is the baseline. This is what you need to know about to start thinking about exploiting. But this is definitely not where it stops. You have to put all those exploits on top, understanding what villain is doing wrong, to then exploit them to the maximum. Let me summarize that once more, because it is so important. First, we want to know our baseline, what is right. And then we want to build on that. I want to spot all the mistakes my villains are doing on the table. And then I want to exploit them to the maximum. To say it in easy words, I want to understand how the whole game works, but what I deliver on the table should look like a monkey on drugs.